Here we are with Pilkington prop forward Mike Loughlin, the strong running forward. How do you think about today's game going to go?
Well, looking forward to it. Hopefully we get a good start. Just get stuck into it.
Well, being brother of Paul Loughlin, he must have told you great stories about this Challenge Cup. What do you think you could take away from it today?
Well, I don't think he enjoyed it very much. He lost 5 times. So.
Right, where do you think the key game's going to be today for the Rex?
I think if we match them in the forwards, we've got the backs and can give them a skirt out wide.
And what are you going to take out of today's game? Going to enjoy the atmosphere and that?
Hopefully I'm going to hurt as many of them as I can.
Thank you, Michael.
Right, cheers.
He's one of the most big-hearted players at Pilkington, Ricky Shaw. He's been here, started off as a winger, and he's in the front row now. I think this is one of the lads who's going to enjoy this most today. He's been like a little kid all week, you'd say. What's your thoughts about today, Rick?
I'm just looking forward to it because I can't wait. Just going to get stuck in. It's a boy dream to play in the Challenge Cup. Play it safe, it's the one-off.
Right. Where do you think we can win this game today?
I think we'll beat them outside wide. If we run the ball wide, we'll be alright on the shots.
Well, I think you've seen some results from yesterday. Swinton who's beating Sidhall, Doncaster in Queens, just like Close, who got abandoned. What do you reckon we can do today then?
At the end of the day, mate, they got 2 arms, 2 legs. It's 80 minutes of rugby. Of course we can do it.
Right.
I'm interviewing Berg, our second row. How do you think the game will go today, Berg?
I think we should win today, mate. Everyone's heads on it. We'll sort it out.
So, do you think you're going to get a good one on the field?
Hopefully, mate. Better than last week, yeah. Hopefully.
Why was on next week, mate?
We won't win to that, mate. Let's concentrate on
Alright,
today.
okay, no worries. How do you plan to celebrate if we win today?
On the booze, pal.
On the boost, yeah? Could be good.
Yeah.
Would it be a day for you to remember?
We will certainly win.
Oh, good. I hope you do.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Thanks for you.
Back in UK today after being in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Middle East, yeah. Must be very excited, Rolf. Big occasion for the club. Absolutely, yeah. It's a great day for Pilks. Very proud moment for me as the chairman. Pilks have a great record of being in this competition, and it's great to see us back in there. Up against semi-professional opposition, what do you think we can expect today?
Well, I think the bookmakers would say the odds favour the professional outfit. However, there's many sort of cup competitions that's had things turned on the head because a lot of things can come into play. The weather, they've had to travel over from Yorkshire. You just never know. But it's always great to see an amateur side against the professional side.
I guess all the pressure's on Batley.
Well, I would like to think all the pressure's on Batley. We are obviously going into the game as underdogs. That takes a lot of pressure off us, and I'm sure our lads have approached it with that frame of mind, and we'll go out to enjoy the game. And if they do that, then you just never know what sort of upset could come along.
Who do you think we should look out for today? Who do you think could be the key man?
Well, Steve Rosell, I've known Steve for a long time. He's a player for me as a junior. Great vision, great skills, can really turn a game. Also, we've got some strong running forwards. John Rees, Rich Shaw always takes the ball up, and Neil Morris top tackling. It's hard to pick any one out, but I think those individuals will inspire those around them.
I think the St Helens public and the large amounts of people will be there from the amateur game will play a key role in the crowd today.
Well, I think in competitions like this, the amateur teams in the area do sort of band together to support the local amateur side, whichever one of us it is that manages to get this far in the competition. And I'd hope to see a lot of other clubs supporting us. And I hope there's a bumper crowd for the benefit of rugby league and for the players who's turned out today.
Have you got a prediction for us?
Yeah. Do you want to hear it?
Keeping that to yourself?
No, my prediction, Pills to win by 8 points.
There we go.
I'm now interviewing coach John Ledger. How do you fancy your chances today?
We're in with a reasonable chance. I think the lads have rolled the sleeves up and have a go at them. Let's see what happens. A big physical side, but I think we can match him in that department. So we've got a little bit of pace and hopefully pay dividends for us.
So what do you think of the strength of the squad this year? Do you think it's strong it's ever been?
Yeah, we're moving forward all the time. We've got a great youth policy down at Pilkington Rex coming through. We drag a couple of lads through every year, as you will know about.
So what do you think of the chance of Danny Lynch getting on for a good game today?
He just has to sit on bench and hold his breath.
Alright, well I hope they win today, but I hope Ledger gets a good shot, don't you?
Yeah, literally he'll get a good goal, he'll test about it.
Good to hear.
Alright?
Yeah, will you be out with the lads after it if we win?
Definitely.
Win or lose?
I'd just like to say, while we're on the subject, travelled all the way from Mersfence today. I'd just like sending regards back to the wife and the lads back home, and I'll see them sometime tomorrow.
Thanks, Ledger. Back over to you in the studio.
Threat will have Mark Ashton at full back, Mark Rigby, Nigel Pratt, Andy Lyons and James Lacey, the three quarters, Ryan Rodgers and Andy Burns, but as I say, I think it will be Steve Ostorm that will work the scrums. Neil Morris, Peter Carlin and Richard Rafferty, the front three, John Rees and Ricky Shaw, the back rowers. Steve Ostorm would have been loose forward, but I think we'll see, as I say, Andy Burns in that back row position. Andy Parr, Danny Lynch, Danny Mason and Mike Loughlin get the place on the bench. Ball just to stop the flow, so to speak. That's Byron Smith, the prop forward. He will rise and play to line. They come left sided to Barlow, then Mennell is further out wide and Batley just beginning to build a little bit here. Rex do not want to be playing the game outside or inside the 20-metre line. This is Crowthers, the strong second rower. This is the full-back Priest. He's got Lythe with him. It's danger here for Rex. It's the first try of the afternoon as Batley Bulldogs get the first score. It's the hooker Chris Lythe that is on the receiving end of the pass from Priest, set up by the second rower Crowthers. And the hooker finished inside, and I tell you what, it looked to be Rick Shaw that was coming across and leading with his foot, and had he connected, or indeed had the referee seen that well, the play could have been a little bit of bother. As it was, he didn't, and he didn't strike, so Rex are okay apart from Kinslugan to knock it over the crossbar at the Eddington end of the ground. The flags are up, he does exactly that, and the Bulldogs have a 6-point advantage. Going to feed the scrums in the absence of his brother Andy. Looks out as you'd expect. Here's Rodgers pushing it to right-sided. It's Batley's turn to be on the defensive as Rex continue to build with the fullback Mark Ashton. Good player, good attacking play. Carlin pushing the ball right-sided, and once more Rex inching the way towards that Bulldogs 20-metre line. This is Carlin once more as they raid. It looked to be the second row, and John Rees getting the ball out. This is the prop forward, Neil Morris. That looks to be a try. That might well be a try. All the referees saying he's held up. Well, for my money, I just think the Pilch prop forward, Neil Morris, has been a little bit unfortunate there. It did look as though I thought he'd got the ball down before the referee arrived. To be fair to the man in the middle, Gareth Evans, he did get on the spot pretty quickly, but I think Rex have been unlucky. But here's Rodgers pushing the ball well. His captain couldn't take it, and Batley recovered. I think Rex are going to get penalty here. I think the Batley Bulldogs were offside, so maybe the Rex can get some reward. And I do honestly think, I'd love to have a look at that one again, but I think Neil Morris must have gone very, very close to getting the equalising try. As it is, they haven't. So Rex have to get on with it. The tapper is Carlin, the receiver is Raff. The position only a metre from that try line, done right in lane end of the ground. Ball going to be played back to Carlin. He'll work it to left hand sided, but the Batley defence are there in numbers just to push the Rex player, and it might well have been Mark Ashton. It was Mark Ashton. He loves to join the attack. Here he is again, going to be all down, just maybe inches short of that try line. These could be good moments for John Ledger's team. Ball pushed out to Rodgers, not the best of passes, but it's picked up by the second row Rees. Here's the try scorer. It's try time at the stadium. Nigel Pratt with his 11th try in 6 games, I think that is. But Rex working the ball impressively to the right hand side. It's the standoff. Just watch Rodgers here, and although the ball hits the ground, nevertheless the second rower John Rees picks it up nicely. They create a 2-on-1, and it really is a walk-in for Nigel Pratt. Very well worked try. Credit to the hooker Peter Carlin from that acting half-back position, because he pushed the ball in front of Rodgers. Rodgers just had to stretch just a little bit for it, give him a little bit of momentum, and as I say, the pass, having hit the deck, nevertheless produced a 2-on-1. It's 6-4 for the Batley Bulldogs, and Steve Rodgers, or rather should I say Steve Rawsthorne, with a chance to add the conversion. Sam looking to knock the ball over that crossbar at the Dunriding Lane end of the GPW Recruitment Stadium. Let's see if he can do that. Right-footed kick comes in. A goal. The second it left his boot, the flags are raised. We're all square. It's Batley Bulldogs 6, Pilkington Rex. Batley Bulldogs are allowed to keep the possession, keeping the pressure on. This is Smith to put forward. 10 metres from that try line, Eddington end of the stadium. Ball played back to Gallagher, whooped away to Mennell. Mennell waiting for his half-back partner, and then it's Danny Moore. But it's a good check, a good tackle from Nigel Pratt. He'd had to be, but here's Mennell again, pushing to the right-hand side. It's try time for the Batley side. It looks to be Crowthers, the second rower. It is the 2 second rows of this Batley outfit, the runners if you like, Buttery and Crowthers, and in the end it was Crowthers accepting the pass off Mennell to get over that try line. So Rex conceding the second try of the afternoon, and it means it gives them, Batley Bulldogs, a 10-6 advantage. Barlow, he's not concerned about all that. He's looking to give his side a 12-6 advantage, but he fails with that one as well. So it's 10-6 for the Batley Bulldogs. Well, I've not been keeping count of the penalties, but certainly it's the Batley Bulldogs who are really getting on the best side of the referee. Here they are, pushing to it right hand side, and that's Ash Lindsay, another of those Batley substitutes. He's going to play the ball back to Buttery, and Buttery charges almost to that 10 metre line. Ball going to be played back once more. Batley coming open sided. This is Stenchen, the prop forward, wants some pulling down, and he gets the ball away. Now then here's Mennell, and here's Danny Moore, and it's going to be a try again for the Bulldog. They stretch their X on this left hand side as Mennell just teasing with the pass. We can look back, and it's Stenchen that gets the ball out of the tackle. When it's in the hands of Mennell, he just waits and waits and waits for Danny Moore to just squeeze himself through the gap. And on this Rex right hand side, Mark Rigby, to be fair to the wingman, really was caught in two minds. He had to come in, he had to try and check Moore, but does he stay out wide? Because when he comes in, the ball will be flashed out wide, caught in two minds, and in the end it was Paul Mennell pushing the pass to Danny Moore, the left centre, to get the Bulldogs into a 14-point really to 6. He's not had his goal kicking boots on, and that's not the best either. So it's 14. Ball Connolly played back once more to Gallagher. They'll go right sided with Barlow. He comes off the right foot. These are anxious moments. Stenchen gets the ball out of the tackle. This time it's Buttery. There's a 2-on-1 here. He dummies and he's got over for the Batley try. It's that man Buttery, and once again Rex caught out wide there as looked to be Lacey, that really didn't have too many options. But if we look at the build up to the try, it was Stenchen getting the ball out to Potter, who threw the ball wide to Buttery. Now he's a 2-on-1, and really he has the Rex all at sea there, and they don't quite know whether he's passing the ball, whether he's going to dummy James Lacey, as I said, having to make sure his wingman wasn't going to score should he get the ball. He didn't. Buttery kept hold. Buttery has scored, and it means the Rex now trail 18 points. Takes all the momentum away from the Rex. The conversion, well, it's a good attempt actually, but it's come back off the upright, and Rex won't complain because we could be trailing much more than the 12-point deficit they chase now. It's Pilkington Rex 6, the Batley Bulldogs have 18. There he is, pushing the ball to his left hand side. And again, it's the hard work that has to be put in. That was Mark Ashton, incidentally, first to play the ball. This is Carlin pushing to the big man, and ball out of the side door from Mike Loughlin to Carlin, who comes a few metres further upfield before brought down by the two defenders, Watson and Gallagher. As Rogers fires the ball out to this right hand side to Pratt, then it's to Mark Rigby. Mark goes back on the inside and Batley recover. Good movement from Pilkington Rex. Here now is Pratt again, and Nigel making good headway before he's brought down by McGilvery. So it means Mark Rigby goes in at that play the ball. This is Rogers. Here's the captain, here's the kick over, here's Ashton taking it on the bounce, so it's try time at the stadium. What a try, engineered by the Pilkington captain Rosthorne, and finished off superbly by Mark Ashton. Just the response Pilkington Rex wanted. We said they had the players. Here's Rodgers, this is a good pass to his captain, and then he looks and sizes up the situation right away. The little dink over the top. Ashton superbly reads the situation, ball bounces up into his arms, and he finishes up over the try line. Done riding lane end, and Rex it back at 18 points to 10. Good try. Might well he received the congratulations of his teammate Mark Ashton. That's his 16th try of more than capable. Right footed, the flags. They're up. A terrific conversion from the captain. So it means the Rex just trail by the 6. It's Pilkington Rex 12, the Batley Bulldogs 18. The tapper initially is Carlin. And Rex wanting to build inside the Batley half. As the captain takes his place in that acting half back position. Pushes it to his right hand side to Rodgers, sends the ball out wide to Nigel Flat, but he's felled. Rex make a little bit of progress. Rigby in that acting half back position. This is the strong second rower John Rees, who in his 20th season at the Rex, what a clubman and a stalwart he has been. Oh, now then here's Rosthorne again, and here's Ashton. Oh, it's going to be try time again. It's a belter from the Rex. We'll go to the celebrations are great because they deserve to be. That again was a terrifically worked try. It's come about from Steve Rosthorne. This time not dinking it over, just put it a little bit flat, if you like, between the two Batley Bulldogs players, just waiting for a favourable bounce. Mark Ashton onto it in a flash, right round underneath the post. What a reply from the Rex. The celebrations, something else. Him and Nigel Pratt celebrate initially, jumping about each other's arms. 2.5 minutes to the break. At the moment, it's the Rex 14, Batley, or rather 16, Batley have 18. The flags are up at the Dunriding lane end. We are all square. It's Rex 18, the Bulldogs 18. Watson, he rises and plays to Gallagher. They work it right-sided to Mennell. Mennell all caught in two minds, and it's Butchery once more. He's got support with Cardoza. It's out the side door, and Cardoza restores the lead for the Batley Bulldogs. Rex caught out wide, not for the first time, just numbers, and I think, to be fair to Lacey on that far side, didn't quite know which way to go. The interception might have been on, but that's a risky business in the end. Buttery saw the hesitancy in the Rex defence, kept going through the gap and waited for the last defender to come to him. Then it was out the side door, and it was a simple touchdown for the right centre. They'll knock it over the crossbar at the Eddington end of the ground. Right footed. Is it a good one? No, it's the opposite. It's not very good at all, and it means that Rex just trail by the 4 points. It's Pilkington Rex 18, the Batley Bulldogs as Batley 22 enjoy possession once more. And I think that's the end of proceedings. Referee blows his whistle, and it means that we're at the halfway stage. Half time that John Ledger, I'm sure, will be saying more of the same, please. Try and keep Batley contained in their half of the field. The red side that found themselves trailing 18 points to 6 at one stage, but rallied brilliantly to get 18 across before that try, just on the stroke of half time, give Batley the 4-point advantage. It's half time at the GPW Recruitment Stadium in this third round of the Carnegie Challenge Cup. A scoreline reading Pilkington Rex 18, Batley Bulldogs for 22. Potter taking it close to the try line. Dunriding lane end is the line that they defend, and here come Batley Bulldogs once more, and it looks to be the fullback that's got the try that gives Batley a further advantage. It looked to be Ian Priest. They moved it smartly to the left hand side, and then it was Priest who had joined the line in the left centre position, took the pass, and he's gone over the try line that will increase his side's lead to 26 points to 18 with the goal kick. We're only 6 or 7 minutes into the second period. As you go, well, it's over and that's all that matters, but it was like a bullet star, wasn't it? A flapper, if you like, but nevertheless it's had the desired effect, and it means that the Bulldogs lead 28 points to 18. Mark Ashton with those couple of tries, and Nigel Pratt with the other one. All three converted by the captain, Ross Stark. But how dearly Rex would love to respond again. 28-18. Can they respond? Sure they can. They've got the players. Just need to keep possession and spend the time in that half of the field, preferably in that position. Oh, that's a knock on. That's a mistake from McGilvery. Rex have wanted the mistake and they forced it. McGilvery will be disappointed. Rex won't be. There's a chance here to get back pretty quickly. And only 10 points the difference. And if Rex could get a conversion, well, it would be 4 as it was at half time. Ball is put into the scrum, a little bit scrappily, but would you believe Mike Loughlin in the stand-off position. He's got the ball away too. Here's Mark Ashton pushing the ball left-sided to Andy Lyons, but Andy's just going to be felled. But no more than 10 from that try line. Rex attacking the Eddington. This is Rogers. Further out wide is the second rower. That's John Rees, and Rees is all down. Ball will be played back to Carlin. They'll go right-sided. This time it's Rogers once more, but he's hauled down 3 Batley defenders, realising where the danger is. Can these be good moments for John Ledger's team? Ball going to be played back to Carlin. He'll try to take them on himself, but in the meanwhile there's a Batley player, I think it's Danny Moore, that's taken a knock in the tackle. But it is play on. Here's the captain Rostov, the dink over. Oh, there's a chance here for the left centre, that's Lyons. And now a chance for the fullback, Maxton. He's in. It's try time again at the GPW. It really is try time. That is hat-trick for the fullback. What a reply from the Rex. They've built that position. They've put the pressure on. From the moment McGilvery knocked on from the kick-off, here's Rogers pushing to his captain. Rosthorpe, what does he do? He looks up and he dinks it over the top again. And it's a chance here initially for Lyons, I think it is. Now, that ball must have come off his knee because the referee says it's play on. On this try, you know, it still had to be scored by the fullback. He's tried to knock off the attentions of the man that wears the 22 shirt, Nat Brown, and he does that, and he gets the try, and might well he be delighted. It's 3 tries in the Carnegie Challenge Cup against semi-professional opposition in the Batley Bulldogs from the cooperative. A try scorer in the first half. But in the meantime, he's stretchered off, and Rosthorne now looking for his 4 from 4 with the boot, right-footed, does exactly that. The flags are open, only 4 points separate the teams. It's Pilkington Rex 24, the Batley Bulldogs with 28. So the Rex build on that try, the 4th try. But as I'm saying, no apologies for repeating it, 3 tries for the fullback. What a afternoon for Mark Ashton, and of course the rest of his teammates. We'll be the first to tell you, can't score them without them. Meanwhile, that's a good determined run from Mark Rigby. He's an elusive runner. He's a strong runner as well. Or in fact, it might have been Nigel Pratt actually, but nevertheless, it was good running from the Rex. So ball played back to Carlin, looked away to Rogers. Here's the captain sending it further out wide. Batley just managing to recover in numbers before the Rex player could get into his stride. It's another good player too, Danny Mills, another substitute. But here's that Rod. Oh, as he took the wrong option, he's put boot to ball. It's disappeared. Well, it's a last over that dead ball now. Will do likewise, playing the ball back to Carlin, who finds his captain, who finds Rogers, and it's play on the far side. Just breaks down because that defender was quickly in on the looked to be Raff that he's got a little bit of a knock across the face, I think, the Pilkington Rectory. Oh, that ball's bouncing all over the show. Here's Andy Lyons making inroad. Then he puts the kick into the corner. Now is there a chance for Lacey? Oh, not quite. It's just recovered by Brown. But inventive play from Andy Lyons. There's no pass to be put on. So he quickly improvised. He put the kick in. And James Lacey, well, he did have a chance. But credit to Brown. He just got back before James could actually get his side at least back to level terms. But it's good play from Rex. It's forced a drop out at least. And Rex enjoying a good spell now. Playing the ball, playing the rugby where they need to play it. Nobody knows better than Mike Locker. He charges into the Bulldogs half. Ball going to be played back to Lacey. They'll come left. Well, he will come left-sided anyway. And then he's all down. Plays the ball back to Burns. Burns struggles towards the 20-metre line. This is Carlin once more. Just loses the direction with his pass. It was meant for his captain. He's found John Rees. And Rees is all down. He play back to Ross Thorne running across. Can he link up with anybody? He's looking and trying to push the defenders off. Not quite, but 11 metres from the try line, the Rex. And here's Carlin once more. He'll go right side in this with Rogers. Dabs it forward now. Not the best, but have Batley got torn? I think they have. I think Ryan Rogers would agree with me. Not the best of rubber kicks initially, but Batley couldn't control it. And it means that Rex are going to get the ball back once more. And a chance again to put the pressure on. Comes out of the scrum via Rostorn. To Rogers, to Ashton the fullback. Further out wide is Andy Burns. Goes on the inside track and just falls to the combined efforts of the two Batley defenders. As the run around is worked, Ashton seeking away to the try line. You can't deny he knows where it is. Free to his credit. As the ball comes out right sided up once more. This looks to be Burns, a lad that's going to be checked, just as you can see about 10 from the try line. Good moments these for Rex. Carlin once more, pushing the ball out to Rogers. This time it's Rosson. Oh, a beautiful slip pass. Batley, to be fair, were alive to the situation, but all the tricks of the trade. Here's Rogers, a kick over. Too much, just a little too much weight on it. Intention absolutely perfect. Just a little bit less weight and that would have troubled the Bulldogs. As it is, they're going to get the ball from this resulting scrum. I'm just looking at 15 there, Danny Mason, and 16 Andy Burns, like the rest of the teammates. Put an awful lot of work in. The player, the Batley player, escaped a couple of tackles though. He's only got over his own 20, but it takes 3 defenders, and I think that man Burns was involved again there. But Batley making a little bit of headway. There's Rees defending as well. But here come the Bulldogs. Up this right hand side, ball out of the tackle, not the best, and it has to be tidied up by Gary Thornton's lads. Gary Thornton, I know, giving all the respect in the world, rightly so. He knows how good this Rex side are. He knows that John Ledger will have them prepared superbly for this one, and he knows his side will have to play somewhere near the best against the City Road lads, and that's how it's worked out, because just a reminder of the scoreline, 24 played 28 in the favour of the Bulldogs, who are now going to get a penalty as the player moved. And obviously that's a little bit of obstruction with just I reckon about 13 minutes, maybe a little bit of stoppage time left of this one. It's knock on by the Batley Bulldogs from Mount Pleasant, of course. I mentioned a little earlier, they used to be known as the Gallant Youths, but I think they'd agree. We've met a very gallant side this afternoon, no doubt about that. As Rex get the ball from the scrum, and they do open out a little bit just to get a little bit of ground up this left hand side and making some more headway, a little bit anyway, as the ball is played back, and here's Rosthorne, the captain. who's had a superb game, must go close along with Mark Ashton for the Man of the Match award. I'll not be concerned, neither will Mark Ashton, but it is a nice memento of a terrific occasion as Rodgers fires the ball out. Now then, he's got Pratt and he's got Rigby outside. Not the best of understanding. It's usually much better than that between Nigel Pratt and Mark Rigby, but not so on that particular occasion when movement breaks down. Otherwise, Rigby, who I said a little earlier, very elusive runner, might just have had the Bulldogs backpedaling. Not so strung us down in the favour of the Batley side. As you can see, just about on the halfway line, and still only 4 points separate the teams. It's Pilkington Rex 24, Batley Bulldogs 28. Batley Bulldogs with the possession, and Rex must keep this door closed as Bulldogs just about get to the Rex 20. Dunradin Lane end of the stadium. This time it's the turn of Stention to apply some more physical pressure. Ball played back to Lyde, they're going left-sided with Mennell. It's turned back inside to Byron Smith, but good tackling from the City Road lads. And what, have they been penalised again? I think they have. Not standing square, I think, is the decision, and that is so unfortunate for the Rex. They really have been on the wrong end of the penalty count, feel sure of that, and that's just put them on the back foot. Defending so courageously here as Batley moves the ball with Mennell left-hand sided. Then on the inside comes Potter, who finds Stention, and it takes numbers to keep the big prop forward at bay. Neil Morris leading the way defensively. This is Gallagher, but Rex getting a penalty. They've earned that, John Ledger's team, right underneath their own posts, but nevertheless possession is vital to give themselves a chance of just getting that try, especially a converted one that would see them pull off what would, you have to say, a terrific victory. But no matter what this game and how it finishes, you can't deny the quality and the efforts of John Ledger's team. I reckon we're going just about into the last 11 minutes of this third round of the Carnegie Challenge Cup. The Rex side thoroughly here on merit, no question of that. As I mentioned, those two wins of the earlier rounds at Millfield and at St Jude's, and now producing a kind of performance that you associate with the Rex of the halcyon days. I mentioned people like Billy Simmons, Johnny McCabe, Rufus Hill, Sid Wright, you named them. What a side that was, and what a side this is as well. As the coaching staff and the players themselves can feel mighty proud of the way they've gone about this one. Clock is ticking down, but there's bags and bags of time for Rex to build position with the possession. As Rodgers down that right side flings the ball to his right hand side, but Batley are there in numbers to just block the path forward. So Rodgers says, well, we'll go to the skies, but unfortunately it's out on the full. Distance was right, but it means that the Bulldogs will have the possession just about 8 inside their half of the field, the Batley team. And let's not forget a Rex side that had to do without the services of Andy Rostorn, who tweaked a hamstring in the warm-up. That meant a slight change of plan, because it meant that Andy Burns had to come in. Different style of play. I think Andy's fair to say he's more a second row, and that's the position he's taken up since he was drafted in. And Steve Rostorn, Andy's brother, has had to work in scrums, but they've had to work hard defensively like this now, and they've got the reward for working hard. But Rex certainly did have, and they quite rightly going to get the penalty, because they got the ball and then it was reefed away, and referee Gareth Evans agreeing with me that Rex should have the penalty. It's a quick tap. It's a good 11, 12, 13 metres made by that Rex ball, but then he loses it. I think it might have been Mark Rigby. It was Mark Rigby that made superb headway, but then in the tackle lost possession as the clock continues to tick down. Just maybe 8 minutes with a little bit of stoppage time as well. Here's the fullback, Priest should I say. He's hauled down, and then they continue left side of the Batley Bulldogs, and that's a strong run by Malvers. He was that split the defence in that first half with one of the Batley tries. This occasion, the Rex lads bring him down. Ball played back to line, delivered to the loose forward Gallagher. Accepting the next pass, Potter is dropped down in copybook style by Andy Lyons. Ball then is played back to Watson, and this big pop forward looking to squirm and force his way over, but they hold him at bay. Now it is the last tackle. Rex have to be alive here to whatever the situation might be, and it's Lyde who's got the try. He's forced himself over from that play, the ball, the Batley hooker, and it's right under the post. Chris Lyde, his second try of the game, but that is the important one, and that's disappointment for Pilks Rex, because they've been defending absolutely brilliantly and they've kept back the Bulldogs at bay, but just at the last gasp it's Andy Lyde that's took advantage. He's turned and twisted out of the tackle, and he's got the ball down right under the sticks at the gun riding lane end, and it's got to be a 6-pointer, because despite the failures with most of the efforts, this one looks to be an absolute certainty for the Batley Bulldogs, and it is. So 10 points separate the sides. The Rex 24, Batley Bulldogs 34, with just about 5 or 6 minutes remaining. Batley have been given a fight here, and Rex is still good enough. Look at this, pushing this ball up, and okay, it's faltered down a little bit, but not afraid to push the ball. And one of them place realising that, well, you've just got to take all the risks in the world. I think the referee brings an end to proceeding the second 40, and in effect the whole 80 minutes. And 80 minutes, it's been an absolute credit, a terrific challenge cup tie. It's been played out in terrific fashion. The Pilks Rex side that found themselves trailing 6 points to nil. They got back on level terms with a try by Nigel Pratt, and then at one stage they were 18 points to 6 down, but 2 superb tries by the fullback Mark Ashton got them back on level terms. Both of those tries created and crafted by the captain Steve Rostock, and tapped on the and then back to scoring just on the stroke of half time to go in at 22-18, 28-18 it became. But then Mark Ashton, what a moment for him, claiming his 3rd try and the hat-trick. It's finished. Pilkington Rex 24, Batley Bulldogs 34.